show made possible in part by DK Recycling of Hennessey and Integris Baptist Health Center. Today, I have Jason Sternberger. Hey, he's in his summer attire.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. And you're just like wrapping up the fiscal year.
We are.
And kind of getting ready to charge into the next one.
That's exactly right. Luckily, we're in pretty good shape. We're hired up with all certified people, and so that's nice to be in that position.
Full, you're not the last minute trying to
Not
find
as of
one
right
person.
now. No,
Nice.
as of right now.
Very cool. So the couple of things I wanted to go over with you, you brought up at the last school board meeting, some progress and things you've been tidying up and cleaning up. And I think the big one is the IT room. You've moved it from, where was it?
It was in the middle school. It was back on the west side of the middle school, and so we've moved that to the southwest corner or the west corner of the high school, right off the dome, right there, the old shop building. Yep. And it was storage, and anyway, it just gives Todd and Ray more space over there. We're not moving any of the servers or any of that type of stuff, just for them, for office.
Just their working area.
And then the area that they had is going to be Miss Jones, our new middle school counselor, is going to be her office,
okay.
and so it's kind of a space issue. But
That
we
makes sense.
went in and we fixed that up. We've painted it. HVAC looks really nice. Got carpet in there, and so it's give them.
It was just a place to collect junk. For
and
a long
that's what it
time.
was. Yeah, that's exactly right. Everybody thinks we have these huge storage warehouses, and once you put it in storage, people are like, "Well, I'll get to it later," and then next thing you know, it becomes junk.
10 years
falls
later.
That's right. That's right. So.
And then there was some concrete next to the dome. You've cleaned up.
There was about a 30-foot run and when I got here 2 years ago, it was this way, and it just kind of had settled or something right at the edge, and it was just a huge trip hazard.
Yep.
And I actually should have had it fixed when I got here, and it's just you keep forgetting about it.
One of those things.
And and so it finally got bad enough that it was like, okay, I get so we got Buddy out.
Brand new, nice concrete.
He's done a nice job,
in front of
and
the
so
dome.
yes, yeah.
And then this is one of those things that you don't think about until you kind of step back and look. But there's a bunch of doors
So
needed to be painted.
you know how sun, that's an enemy of paint for sure. Yeah. And so,
off.
but like on the east side of the daycare, we there's 3 doors that they're different colors. They just need to be freshened up.
Yep.
The dome, there's like 5 sets of double
I don't think
doors.
those doors were ever painted.
Those were never painted. Those were just primed,
Yep.
and so we're gonna have those painted. The auditorium. If you look at them, there's 6 sets of double doors around the south, east, and west sides that just need to be freshened up. And then on the west side of the old high school gym, those old faded blue doors on the north side. So just keeping things freshened up. Nothing big, but just making things look nice.
Yeah, clean it up a little
Just
bit.
clean it up. That's right.
So this was a big one, the football pavilion.
Uh-huh.
Where is that?
So that's going to be on the northwest corner. We actually just staked it out. That's where I came here. I was a couple minutes late for this meeting, so we're staking that out with Damien. And it's a 30 by 60. Going to be a pavilion on that northwest corner. It'll be just right west of the current
So it's just
restrooms.
a covered
just a
structure.
covered structure. Kind of the same thing. We're putting a couple carports in the elementary playgrounds, and they're 20 by 20s, and it's the
okay.
same deal. You have
Some
teachers.
shade.
Teachers doing duty. I mean, I know that sounds, the kids, they're kind of immune to it, but even if they get overheated, man, it's going to give them an area to run to.
Yep.
Well, all in the early fall, we have all the groups that are always doing a wonderful job supporting and raising money for programs. And it's just going to be an area.
In that little grass area?
That's
Yeah.
right. And so that'll be concrete now, and nothing fancy, but just something nice and a nice shade structure for safety of our patrons.
Very cool. And then seats in the dome. That's been a little. We've been working on that a while.
That's been completed, and that's that on the east side, the home side.
Home side. Okay.
The upper section. If you'll remember, those were just bench seats.
Yep.
And so, part of that stems from the elevator. And those that are if they need to take the elevator upstairs and they want to sit in a chair back seat, well, then we were asking somebody who maybe has a bum knee or can't get around as well, hey, take the elevator up and then walk down. Well, that doesn't make much sense. And so kind of one of those things after the fact that you realize, oops, we made a mistake. So went in and we've replaced where it matches the bottom section. So those center 3. Those are
all chair backs.
Those are all true chair backs with armrest, and then on the ends is the bench seating with that fold back chair back. So there is a chair back all on the entire east side now,
Very
top
nice.
and bottom levels.
I think there was a discussion when that was being built, what side was going to be the home side.
Yeah,
But
I don't know how that was chose.
I don't
That was
remember.
I don't. Yeah.
Yep. And then transportation building. I guess there's got some changes and.
Okay, so where they're currently wedged in between the southeast corner of the baseball field and the northeast corner of the football. That's where
the old bus barn.
The old bus barn.
Okay.
Okay. Years ago, the school was able to purchase the building on Highway 51, and as you leave town, right there on the south side of the road.
Yep.
So they've incorporated that. So now we got two areas, and basically what we're doing is we're doubling the size of the area up at the highway.
Okay.
We're doubling that building. That way we can get all maintenance equipment.
Everything in one place.
Everything in one place, centralized, have a new wash bay. And then the area that was currently the bus barn, there's been discussion, there have been suggestions, I don't know if we're going to repurpose that building or just raise it all together and build something else down the road. But that'll give us that area and kind of get transportation where they're not cutting through there, and they'll have their own area.
Nice.
We'll eventually put a perimeter fence there, and that way things are more secure. And then that way this building, that area can become more part of the sports complex.
Lots of options.
Lots of options.
For that,
That's right. There has been, yes. And that will all be part of the sports complex, however that's all designed.
And then last year, I guess you put a new fence around the early childhood and elementary playground.
Yeah, we got the south, and then the west, and then to the north, and then right where it starts, that corner from the outdoor classroom. So that's where we stopped. So now we're continuing it south, and so we'll put the curb up that way between the turf of the outdoor classroom and the grass.
Much easier to mow.
You take care of. Anybody that's, somebody said, it's kind of hell on earth to have to run a weed eater on chain link, and so it's, it'll clean that up.
So they
the curb.
Put a little curb so you can. The mower just goes right up against it.
That's right.
You're not a lot of weed whacking to do.
And you still have a little bit to do, but you're just not fighting the chain link with it. Yep. Plus, it's that 6-foot black vinyl.
Looks much nicer.
It looks much nicer. So that'll extend around to the cafeteria and dress that area up. And
Very cool. Is there anything I missed? We just had a lot.
I can't think. After we get done with the transportation building, then the plans will go into effect that we're going to try and repurpose where the parking lot is on the west side of the baseball field, north side of football, where that tennis court.
Yep.
So we'll get with architects and start planning that, then hopefully have that designed and ready and out to bid that next year, right when summer starts, we can begin the demolition of that and then come back, and that parking will match what the city did right south. That's right. And it'll all flow together. And even though that's the city's and this is ours, they're kind enough to let us use that as overflow on big events. Yep. But it'll all match and well lit and, just a safety.
And where are we at with the ditch?
The ditch,
this is the ditch in front of the whole campus
on the east side. So, one of the concerns with that is the water line that runs right in the middle. If it wasn't for that 6-inch water line, I think it's 6 inch. If it wasn't for that, we could proceed. But there's just a lot of concern of building over that. And so right now we're kind of looking at maybe just doing the portion on the west side of the ditch.
Do the parking
portion. So we're going to start exploring that, and then work with the city a little bit and see down the road what their plans are, because at some point in time that pipe's going to need to be replaced. So before we cover it up, and I just haven't had a chance to get down and have a sit down with them and see where their plans are.
South of you, there was grant money available for low-income housing, and that's how they got that.
Is that right?
But the school doesn't qualify for that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so it's kind of
it's a whole different situation.
Yeah, kind of keep an eye on grants or federal money or something.
Exactly. And like I said, I just haven't had a chance to sit down with David and really see what the plans are and try to map out something. So
awesome. All right. Well, I hope you're enjoying your vacation.
Very much so.
You don't get one. You work through it.
No, I get vacation days, and so we're not doing anything big, and so like this week, I'm using up some vacation. I'm working a few hours of a morning and then taking off and enjoying the heat. So.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
You bet. Thanks, Jack.
Stay tuned. This show made possible in part by Cimarron Electric and Seaboard Foods. Be sure to click the subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to be sure you never miss an episode of the All About Hennessey Show.